What's going on, friends? Logan Myers here for Cinephellas.com. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing episode 5 of The Mandalorian that's on the Disney Plus streaming service. If you guys have been keeping up with my reviews, I've reviewed the first 4 episodes. I've been really enjoying the streaming service and, more importantly, this brand new show, Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian, the newest chapter in the Star Wars galaxy. This bounty hunter going on this adventure with Baby Yoda, going to these different planets, different areas of the galaxy we've not seen before, but seeing a lot of familiar faces along the way. And the brand new episode is directed by Dave Filoni. It's called The Gunslinger. Wow, wow. The setup of this episode, we have these characters, Mandalorian, Baby Yoda, returning to some familiar places that we've seen before. I'm talking about Tatooine, the desert planet from the very first Star Wars film, A New Hope. One of my favorite scenes of all the films is Tatooine and the cantina scene with Han Solo, Greedo, all that good stuff. But both the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda showing up to Mos Eisley, it's a familiar place, as we all know from the original film. The cantina scene and a lot of the alien species and creatures like that, what we know from the original film. It's definitely a fan service and them returning to this place. We do get to see the Tusken Raiders in this episode on the desert, which is really cool as well. They're like one of my favorite characters when I was a kid, and seeing them return, like, all goofy looking, which is really great, and I love how they do this in the show. They kind of put like characters that we've seen in the original 3 movies, they kind of put them as sub-characters in the new episodes that kind of tie them in, which is really fantastic, like kind of with the Jawas and the ATST in the last episode. Just a lot of great stuff they're incorporated into this TV show that still stays true to the original films, but it has a new touch on it. Introducing this character, Toro. He's got this job, but he needs some assistance from the Mandalorians to kind of start talking about this job. He has the money to do it, just needs the Mandalorians' help, but essentially he's trying to get into the Bounty Hunter Guild Association, trying to get him into the door. So he really has to pull off this job, and he brings in the Mandalorian to help him out, and it really sets up the rest of the episode. When they go outside the cantina, they have the speeder bikes, if you guys remember from the Return of the Jedi, which are really badass. I always wanted those as a kid as well, just to ride those around the block. And the Mandalorian and Toro end up riding on the speeder bikes and take off into the desert on this job, and we find out exactly what they're doing on this job. So as the Mandalorian and Toro cruise off into the desert, like I said, it's a familiar place we've seen before, Tatooine, really beautiful desert landscapes. They're coming across Fennec, which is this assassin, and essentially the assassin does what it does best, is trying to kill people. They have to figure out how they can get past Fennec, so it's really cool setup in this, towards the end of the episode, where they throw up these flares, this big burst of light, so the assassin can't kill them, so they're like cruising up on her path and like trying to stop her and kill her. So it was really fantastic, white-knuckled, edge of your seat scene in the episode. But without going into too much spoilers or details, I really love what happens to these characters, especially Fennec and Toro. With the Mandalorian returning back to his ship to find Peli and look for the kid is not there, so he's really anxious and trying to figure out what exactly happened to the kid, and sets up the end of the episode, which is absolutely fantastic. They kind of show a glimpse of this character. We don't know who it is yet, but I'm guessing we'll see who that character is in the upcoming episodes. But overall, The Gunslinger episode 5 was an absolute fantastic entry in the Mandalorian series. It's a fan service, a lot of callbacks to the original films, being Tusken Raiders, Tatooine, this familiar desert planet that we've seen before. It sets up really great scenes with the Mandalorian and Toro coming across this assassin and what happens to all of them at the very end of the episode. I'm really looking forward to the last 3 episodes. Season 1 of The Mandalorian, episodes 6, 7, and 8, be coming out in the next few weeks. I want to see how they all end the final season, and hopefully they'll answer all the questions we've had since the beginning of the season. But overall, The Gunslinger, definitely one of the better episodes of the series thus far, and really looking forward to see what happens to the Mandalorian and the kid in the upcoming episodes. So overall, I'm going to give The Mandalorian, The Gunslinger, episode 5 a 4 out of 5 Mandalorian hair pieces. So what'd you guys think of episode 5? What'd you like about The Gunslinger? What didn't you like about it? What'd you guys think of that ending? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myers signing out from that desert planet Tatooine. Until the next Mandalorian video review. Cheese!